There's a moment every man experiences, but almost never knows how to handle. You're sitting in a room, maybe at a coffee shop, maybe in a crowd, and suddenly you feel it, her eyes. A glance. A second too long to be an accident. And in that moment, everything in you panics. Your heart skips. Your chest tightens. And instead of standing in your power, you break eye contact. You look down. You act like you didn't see it. But let me ask you this. Why do so many men crumble in this moment? Why is it that a single look from a woman can make you doubt your worth, question your presence, or feel like you don't belong in the very room you're standing in? The truth is that single look is not just about attraction. It's about recognition. It's about being seen. And if you don't know what to do in that moment, you lose an opportunity to rise into your masculine presence, to step into the high-value man you're meant to be. Today, I'm going to break it down for you. 6 powerful lessons on what to do when a girl looks at you, not just so you can attract women, but so you can stand taller, live deeper, and walk through life with the quiet confidence that makes the world take notice. When her eyes meet yours, everything inside of you is going to want to escape. You'll feel it in your chest, in your stomach, even in your hands. Your instinct will scream, look away, pretend it didn't happen. Make yourself small. And most men do exactly that. They break eye contact, they bury their attention into their phone, they laugh too loud with their friends, anything to distract themselves from the weight of that gaze. But here's the truth. When a woman looks at you, she isn't just looking at your face. She's testing your presence. She's testing your ability to hold still, to stay grounded, to remain unmoved by the storm that stirs inside you. This is not about arrogance. This is not about trying to dominate her with your stare. This is about showing that you belong in your own skin. Think about it. If the simple act of eye contact can shake you, how will you handle the bigger moments in life? How will you lead a relationship, a family, or even yourself when things get tough? The ability to hold your ground in that micro moment is a reflection of your emotional strength. So what does holding your ground look like in practice? It means you don't rush. You don't drop your gaze immediately like you've been caught doing something wrong. Instead, you meet her eyes calmly, as if to say, I see you. I'm here. I'm not afraid to be seen. Even if your heart is racing, slow your breathing, relax your jaw, keep your body language open. Because when you do this, something incredible happens. You send a silent signal, a message that says, I am comfortable with myself. I don't need to run. I don't need to hide. That quiet confidence is magnetic. And remember, this doesn't mean you stare her down. That comes across as aggressive, even insecure. Instead, think of it like standing in the middle of a storm without moving, calm, still, rooted. Whether she looks away first or not doesn't matter. What matters is that you stayed true to yourself in the moment. Holding your ground is the foundation. Without it, nothing else you do will matter. Because if you cannot even hold yourself steady in the face of her gaze, how can you expect her to trust you with her heart? Before you even think about walking up to her, before you open your mouth to say anything, understand this: your eyes are already speaking for you. And they're saying more than you realize. Here's the reality. Women are intuitive. They can read a man's energy before he ever utters a word. The way you hold eye contact, the softness or sharpness in your gaze, the calmness or anxiety in your body, it all tells her a story. And if your story screams insecurity, desperation, or fear, no line, no joke, no clever introduction can undo that first impression. So, when a girl looks at you, don't be in a hurry to blurt out words. Let your eyes carry the weight of your presence first. Hold her gaze just long enough to communicate confidence, but not so long that it becomes a contest of dominance. Confidence is not about proving anything. It's about being comfortable in the silence. A slow, intentional smile can change everything. Not the nervous, twitchy grin most men give. Not the top smirk that tries too hard. But a calm, genuine smile. The kind that says, I'm at ease with myself, and I don't need to perform for your attention. That single smile communicates warmth, strength, and openness all at once. You see, women don't fall for words first. They fall for how you make them feel. If your eyes tell her, I see you, I acknowledge you, And I'm comfortable being seen by you too. She will feel safe, curious, and drawn in. This is why you must master the art of silent communication before anything else. Think about it. How many men rush into talking because they're terrified of silence? They blurt out rehearsed lines, they force a joke, they stumble into small talk that falls flat. And all the while, they miss the chance to simply let their presence do the work. Your goal is not to impress her, it's to invite her. Invite her into your energy, your calmness, your world. And that invitation starts with your eyes. Words can come later. But if your eyes and your presence haven't spoken first, no words will ever truly land. So, the next time she looks at you, pause. Breathe. Let your eyes do what your mouth can't. And remember, silence is not weakness. Silence, when held with confidence, is one of the loudest things a man can say. When a girl looks at you, it's tempting to make that glance the center of your universe. In that split second, many men start spinning stories in their minds. Does she like me? Is she impressed? Do I finally have a chance? And before you know it, your entire sense of worth is tied to whether or not she validates you. But here's the hard truth: women can sense the energy behind your actions. They can feel when you're approaching them from a place of desperation. They can feel when you're starving for attention. And nothing, absolutely nothing, kills attraction faster than a man who needs her approval just to feel like a man. This is why checking your intentions is so important. Before you respond to her look, pause and ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? Am I trying to prove myself? Am I chasing her validation? Or am I simply grounded in my own value and open to connection? The difference matters. When you act from neediness, every move you make will carry tension. Your smile will feel forced. Your conversation will feel heavy. She won't feel curiosity. She'll feel pressure. But when you act from a place of abundance, when you know deep down that your life is full, your purpose is strong, and your worth is not dependent on her glance, then everything you do feels light. Your smile feels real. Your presence feels safe. Your words feel effortless. And here's something most men don't realize: women aren't only attracted to looks or charm. They're deeply drawn to energy. A woman can look at a man and instantly feel whether he's rooted in purpose or lost in the need to be chosen. So, before you move, align yourself. Remind yourself, I am the prize too. I don't need her to complete me. I don't need her to validate me. I am already whole. That inner shift changes everything. It transforms the way you look at her, the way you stand, the way you speak. Checking your intentions doesn't just make you more attractive to women. It makes you more attractive to life itself. Because a man who operates from wholeness, not from hunger, walks in a way that commands respect everywhere he goes. When she looks at you, something powerful has already been set in motion. A spark, a question, a possibility. And here's where most men fail. They rush to kill the very tension that makes that moment alive. Think about it. A woman glances your way, and what do most guys do? They panic. They rush to speak. They crack a joke too soon. They blurt out, "Hey, how are you?" in a nervous voice. They feel the heat of the silence and try to smother it as fast as possible. But what they don't realize is that silence, that space, that tension is where attraction grows. Tension is not your enemy. Tension is the soil where desire takes root. When you collapse it too quickly, you rob both yourself and her of the chance to feel something real. Attraction isn't born in rushed words. It's born in the quiet pull between two people who are curious about each other, but not in a hurry to fill the air. So what does it mean to create tension? It means allowing the moment to breathe. When your eyes meet, don't rush to look away. Don't rush to speak. Hold her gaze just long enough for her to feel it. Let your energy linger. Let her wonder what you're thinking. That little spark of uncertainty, that's tension. And it's powerful. But here's the key: tension only works when it's backed by calm confidence. If you're anxious, she'll feel that too. If you're forcing the silence, it turns awkward. But if you're genuinely at ease, if you can sit in that moment without needing to escape, it becomes magnetic. Remember, women don't want a man who needs to fill every silence with chatter. They want a man who can own the silence, who can stand still and let curiosity grow. The man who isn't afraid to let her imagination wander. So the next time a girl looks at you, resist the urge to rush. Don't collapse the tension. Let it live. Let it work for you. Because the truth is, tension is not just attraction. It's respect. It shows her you're not afraid of the moment. You're not afraid of her. And that, right there, makes you unforgettable. There comes a point when the glance, the silence, and the tension are no longer enough. At some point, if the moment feels right, you have to move. You have to take that step. But here's where so many men go wrong. They confuse movement with performance. Most men, when they finally approach a woman, put on a mask. They switch into pickup mode. Their voice changes. Their body stiffens. They search for clever words to impress her. And immediately, she feels it. She feels the performance. She feels that the man who was once calm and grounded has now abandoned himself. And that kills the connection. Presence is the opposite of performance. Presence means you show up exactly as you are, without trying to be more, without pretending to be less. It means you walk over not to prove something, not to win her approval, but simply to acknowledge the moment that already exists between you. Making your move with presence can be as simple as this: you meet her gaze, you walk over calmly, and you say, "Hey, I noticed you looking at me. I had to come say hello." Direct, honest, nothing more, nothing less. And here's the beauty: because it's genuine, it doesn't come off as a line. It comes off as truth. And understand this: your words matter far less than your energy. You could say something simple, something ordinary, but if your tone is calm, if your body is relaxed, if your eyes are steady, you will come across as confident and trustworthy. On the other hand, you could have the cleverest pickup line in the world, but if your energy is shaky, she'll sense it instantly. Presence also means being fully in that moment with her, not overthinking what you'll say next, not wondering if she likes you, not rehearsing scenarios in your head, just listening, just engaging, just being there. That is rare, and that rarity is what makes it powerful. So when the time comes, make your move, not as an act of desperation, not as a performance, but as a man who is rooted in himself, open to connection, and unafraid of being seen. Because presence, more than any trick, is what makes a woman feel safe enough to lean in closer. Too many men forget this simple truth. When a woman looks at you, it isn't just about whether she finds you attractive. It's also about whether you find her worthy of your time, energy, and presence. Here's what happens to most men. They see her glance, and instantly they put her on a pedestal. Suddenly, she becomes the prize, the queen, the one who decides whether or not he is good enough. His entire value shrinks down to whether she continues looking his way or not. And when you move through life like that, you've already lost. Because no woman truly desires a man who doesn't know his own worth. Being the prize doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean thinking you're better than her. It means knowing that your time, your energy, your attention are sacred, and not every woman deserves access to them. Just like she's evaluating you, you must also evaluate her. Ask yourself, do I actually like her energy? Does she align with my values? Is she someone I'd even want in my space? Because attraction without standards is weakness. High-value men know this. They don't chase every glance. They don't crumble just because a pretty face noticed them. They stand rooted in the reality that their worth is not negotiable. Their worth is not up for debate. And that very posture of knowing they are the prize too changes the entire dynamic. When you carry yourself like the prize, women feel it. They feel that you're not desperate. They feel that you're selective. And that selectiveness creates respect. Suddenly, you're not just another man trying to earn her approval. You're a man she wants to earn yours. So, the next time a girl looks at you, don't just ask, does she like me? Flip the question, do I even like her? Does her presence add value to my world? When you live from that place, you stop chasing, you stop begging, you stop shrinking. Instead, you attract, you lead, you choose. And that's the essence of masculine confidence. Not needing every woman to choose you, but knowing that the right one will, because you've already chosen yourself.